Welcome back, friends, to a new Magic Arena video, and what we're going to do today is look at this Jeskai control shell, just kind of like go over what's considered dead cards, go over the deck, of course, all that good stuff, just to see if anybody wants to like help me build it. That'd be pretty cool. Just hit me up in the comment section or something like that, or MTG Arena Pro, it's a little awkward, right? I feel like it's kind of buggy, but I like the way you can use the tools. So I think for presentation purposes, this is just fine. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on, right? So I just want to show you like a sample starting hand. I think this is like an kind of like above average starting hand, right? The Meandering River. So people always want to know your mana base a lot of the times before you present a deck to at any point. A lot of people are saying the blue-white is only feasible as like blue-white, but I mean, this one plays 17 red sources, 17 blue sources, and 15 white sources of actual mana, and the majority of it probably isn't going to come into play tap. Like, I mean, the Friendland Shockland opened up a really big path to, for control players to be able to basically go turn 3 or turn 4 Wrath kind of effect if they actually need it. And that's really powerful. And like, I'll take like 2 or 3 damage, or whatever whatever it is to basically deal with whatever my opponent's going to play with. And then kind of, get ahead on cards like with the Chemister's insight. But anyways, this is just kind of like an average hand. I mean, I'm gonna hit the reset button and draw like poop. Watch. No, that's still not that bad. It really isn't. I mean, you've got your land drops. You can syncopate, of course. You can burn. You can hold out. You can burn and kill stuff. So, I guess what I'm trying to say here is that I remember playing a type of like Jeskai control deck before it was like popular and modern. This was years ago. I'm talking like years ago. The back when the what is it? The Sphinx's Revelation, right? Back then, a lot of people would go like Esper. I would go like I'd go Jeskai. It was, I don't know, I liked it a lot. I really did. There was just like a lot less dead cards against the other kind of control players, right? Lightning strikes go to the face. The integrity intervention that goes to the face. Mission briefing, put 3 more damage to the face or whatever. Anyways, what I'm trying to say here is that the deck itself is just really fun to play, I guess. I really don't know. Anyways, land base is really good. I'm not gonna really go over it. Syncopate as a one of, it's pretty good. I mean, if I see it one time a game, you're gonna be like, does he really have that one of Syncopate? There's no way he's got that, right? There's no way. There's no way. And then you go, boom. So I think Syncopate is a little bit relevant because the exile context is actually really relevant. There's a lot of, whatchamacallit? There's like a lot of, like Esper or like Dimir type of strategies, or, Golgari type of strategies that's using like this, Paladin or whatever it is. It's a 3/1 lifelink, right? Whenever it enters the battlefield, I believe you exile like a card in a graveyard or whatever the case is. Anyways, it's people that are playing trophies, basically, like that card's made to punish those players because they just keep it coming back. Like every time you surveil, you pay 3 life, it comes back and you play it again, right? And basically you're just ramping me into really powerful things. Like, I think that trophy's really good and standard, but I don't know. So Syncopate is really relevant because it exiles the card, right? 2 of Mission Briefing. This card's really powerful, but not in this type of deck. In the mostly Sultai Teferi deck, this is like almost a playset of. And the reason being is because it plays trophy and stuff like that, right? So it can actually kill one of those null hides on 3 on my turn 4. Right? Get rid of the hexproof and then just kill it with the trophy. I don't care if I ramp you. I'm just basically killing like all your large threats, right? And so, and I'll do it before you can do any damage to me. Basically, that's what that deck's trying to do. This deck right here is basically trying to, I don't know, I guess outplay your opponent. Anyways, so 3 Swords of Azcanta. This card's really, really good. You basically want to see it every single game. It's really powerful. Like, Search is really powerful. If you don't have any of these in like paper version, you have an opportunity to buy them for like, I don't know, $15 or so. I would highly recommend buying them because these cards are just going to go up in value, and I don't think they're going to see a reprint anytime soon. Lightning Strike, this is just really good. 3 damage to the face, 3 damage to your creature. You know, if you're on the draw, you know, they go land, you know, 1 drop. You go, okay, tap land, they go land 2 drop, swing in, right, for whatever amounts of damage. And then they go, you know, then you go land that's untapped. They go land Tajik. And I keep saying Tajik because I think people really, like, that is a card you absolutely need to be able to deal with, like, on turn. Because it gets out of hand really quickly. It really does. Like, he's 3/2, Mentor, Haste. And so he's going to make it something bigger. And he's already swinging for 3. So that's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, basically you're going to be close to 10 on turn 3 if this, you know, this Boros aggro deck curves out. You know, token strategies are really good, and this is like not nearly as good against like token strategies. But you know, that's why we play like almost a playset of Deafening Clarion in the sideboard. I put the 4th one basically. Like, this card's stupid good. It's basically a turn 3 board clear against those hyper aggressive decks. You know, you basically take out cards like Ionize because they're not nearly as good, and then you put the 1 Deafening Clarion in, so you've got like 4, and then like almost a playset of Settle the Wreckage. Anyways, the Ionize, this is just really good. The 2 damage to the opponent, it could be really relevant, especially if you're able to basically kill all of their threats. Now, this right here, this 2 damage helps you just basically close out the game faster. Like I said, you know, 3 damage to the face, you're like, well, it's not a big deal. Oh my god, it's gonna be so aggro. You know, basically whatever argument you're gonna give to me, I'm gonna be like, okay, bro, got you. That's sweet. Okay, not a problem, right? And then I answer all of those threats. And then what am I gonna do when I've got these lightning strikes? If these are like essence scatters or like negates, right? If either of these were an essence scatter or a negate, and my opponent just goes land go, like, how bad do you feel if you've got a fistful of cards, right, that you just can't play, like you can't play with, and you got to start discarding? You know, do I want a board wipe? Do I want this? I don't know. I would rather just do 3 to your face, right? So that's 3 plus, you know, plus 2, that's 5. Now you're at 15. You'll find yourself in a lot of those kind of spots with this kind of deck. It may not look like it, but that's what happens. You know, you're drawing a lot of cards with Ral and Teferi, and Ral's ultimate, like, you can basically ultimate it, you know, Ral, and win in the same turn. You know, especially if you're throwing like these interventions at their face and the lightning strikes at your opponent's face. You know, you play like 2 spells and then you win, basically, right? So that's pretty much it. That's the main board. Let's get a sample hand really quick, right? This I'd probably keep it, actually. I mean, I've got a search on 2, right? Guaranteed search on 2, right? So Sacred Foundry into Glacial Fortress. Search. Okay, look at my top card. If it's not action, like a lightning strike or something like that, I can bin it. If it's like a oh, what is it? Chemister's Insight. That's great. Deafening Clarion. Okay, if am I going against aggro? Right? Gives you options. And then, you know, you're going to make your next land drop, but you're probably going to want to flip over a land, you know, or like have a land. So you can go ahead and just, you know, either go to the dome for 3 or, you know, kill a play or whatever, or save it for like, you know, Teferi or whatever. Basically what I'm trying to say here is that I think maybe I would add like 1 more Settle, but I don't know if I would add in 1 more Deafening Clarion. I don't know. Like, I think that's pretty good. I mean, because you got Lightning Strike and you've got the intervention to basically win. Oh, people always ask me, what's the win condition? Well, Teferi is a really good win condition. You just keep passing the turn. Every time you draw, you exile basically a land or whatever from them, and you just kind of win, right? That's just kind of what happens. Your opponent can't play, and then you keep putting Teferi back on top of your deck, and voila, you win. 3 negate. I say negates. People are like, it's negate. I'm like, I know, bro, but where I come from, we say negate. Anyways, so it's good. Like, it's really good. 3 of. I mean, I think a lot of people are either going to be playing some sort of super spell deck or super creature deck. I mean, that's pretty much the way Magic goes in standard. Deafening Clarion, super good. Ixalan's Binding is a 3 of. This is really good. You know, a lot of people will build like a deck with playsets of certain cards, like Chain Whirler when it was being played. If you can Ixalan's Binding one of them, like that's a super good card, like instantly, because red can't deal with enchantments, right? So it's okay. This is basically in here for any kind of like counterplay against your opponent's planeswalkers. You know, just kind of random stuff like that. So you can go back and forth, maybe win a counter war and then take their Teferi out or whatever, right? Devious Cover-Up. I think this card is super underrated. I mean, yeah, it's a 4-mana counter spell, but then, you know, if it's countered, it's exiled. Okay, that's really good. Like, really, really good. Let's see here. You shuffle 4 target cards from your graveyard into your library. So you can shuffle itself back in. I mean, not itself, right? Because that's on resolution, right? So, but if you've done this once, you can shuffle the same card plus more super relevant, cards. So it says just up to 4 target cards. It doesn't specify what kind of cards they have to be. Anyways, I think it's cool. Inescapable Blaze. This is my win condition against control players. Hallelujah. I mean, it's literally a blaze, right? But it's at instant speed, right? But you need double red for it. I just think it's good because it's, 6 damage any target and it can't be countered. I think it's really good, like super, super good. And then of course one Izzet. When I saw this guy go off or like being used, it was like super powerful. Like this guy right here, he's super strong. Like he's super, super strong. Like when I was seeing him in practical use, it was really good. Like when you could cast him, you were just winning like all the time. Like that's, I don't know. It's pretty good. So anyways, that's pretty much the entire deck. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section. Aside from that, yeah, stay classy.